Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, what's up? My name is Lisa. Definitely make sure you subscribe. What is this? For today's video, I have a LGBTQ plus related video. I'm going to be talking kind of about my coming out story and then just answering a bunch of questions that you guys sent to me. I never did a video on me coming out as bisexual. That's my sexuality, by the way. I'm bisexual. I never did, and I don't know why. I just never made that big of a deal out of it, I guess. The most important thing for me was just like coming out to the people that are closest to me, and even that was kind of hard. I feel like I only had like a real conversation about it with my mom, and then I think my siblings just kind of found out through her, and then on social media kind of came out on my Twitter just by participating in like LGBTQ tags, like queer tags, whatever, and then everyone kind of knew. And like I don't know, I can't really remember having like conversations with everyone about it because I never made it that big of a deal, I guess. And I also just found it really hard in the beginning to even talk about. Like I felt really uncomfortable for some reason, but now I don't. Now I feel good, and I just want to talk about it and have it out there for anyone that didn't know. Maybe be able to help some of you guys out, and yeah. Anyways, ow, let's get started. I'm being really weird. It's because I've had coffee, and I haven't had coffee in a little bit. Okay. Do you have any advice on how to come out to your family? To be honest, no. And the reason why is because I only really came out to my mom. I never sat down and had the conversation with like my siblings and was like, hey guys, I'm bisexual, like I like girls too. I never really did. I do remember one night my brother and I were like talking really, it was like 2 a.m. We were in the living room by ourselves. We were just having deep conversations, and then he brought it up because he heard through someone else, I still don't know who, but someone saw it on my social media and I hadn't really told him, and then I guess someone told him, and like he just brought it up in the conversation, and I knew he knew already. We just talked about it, and that was kind of that. But I never really sat down with any of my family members besides my mom and really told them like, hey, like I like girls too. So I really don't know what to tell you. I do know that in the beginning when I came out, like I told my mom after I'd already kind of posted about it on social media, just because I felt so comfortable doing that on social media because there was a huge community. And I know a lot of you also feel like this. Like I felt so secure about talking about it, so just like comfortable, and like I felt included, like. And so then I told my mom, and then soon after someone saw it on my social media and like told my brother, and like that kind of became a fight. Like my mom was kind of mad that I didn't tell him before like posting it everywhere, which I kind of get. But I feel like for the first couple of weeks after I came out, everything was kind of stressful. Like I feel like we were kind of arguing about stuff that we're kind of stupid, and like my mom's so chill, like she's not homophobic or anything, but I definitely think for her it was also like, I guess maybe I wouldn't say weird, but like obviously that's something maybe she had to like process. But she was never against it or anything. But I feel like for the first couple of weeks I felt really bad. Like I felt really uncomfortable, and like I tried to just not bring it up because I felt like it would cause arguments, because in the beginning like I really felt like it did, because I remember when I told my mom, she kind of, the first thing she kind of said was like, are you sure it's not just maybe you're trying to experiment, like because you've never been with the girl before, how do you know, blah blah blah. So I feel like in the beginning we were kind of arguing about that because I felt like she wasn't taking me serious, and like she was trying to tell me how I felt, and like, so in the beginning that was kind of hard, I guess. But then after a while, like it was fine. Like my mom's amazing, she's never been against it. I just feel like maybe I don't know, but we're good. There's like, my mom's amazing, but in the beginning it was kind of like that. So I can't really give you advice on how to come out to your family because it's really hard, and like every family is different. Like, who did you come out to first? My mama. How old were you when you first knew you liked girls also? I feel like growing up, I always kind of looked at girls different, but I never realized that was because I was bisexual. Like sometimes I would have like a friend or something, and I would just kind of fantasize about them being more than just a friend with me, like have like a special relationship. And I never really thought that that could be like, oh, like I could be in love with a girl. Like I never really had anyone around me that was bisexual, so I didn't really know much about it. I didn't know that was even a thing, really. Like I'd seen obviously women together, but it never clicked in my head, you know what I mean? So when I was younger, like I just remember sometimes having a friend or like seeing a girl and kind of fantasizing about having like a special relationship with them. I never really called it them being my girlfriend or like you know? And then, you know, I got older and sometimes I'd have a friend and it would be like, fuck, like, you know, I'd have dreams about them the way that I dreamed about boys sometimes, you know? You're going through puberty, you have hormones, like, I was dreaming about girls too, you know what I mean? But I never ever thought in my head like, oh, I'm bisexual. Maybe it's just because I didn't really grow up with a lot of gay people around me, like especially like females, I guess. Like I've had male gay people around me. It was never girls. And I feel like also like back in high school, whenever a girl would like come out and you'd be like, oh, she's a lesbian, everyone would be like, that's so weird. Like how is she suddenly a lesbian? I think that also kind of affected me in a way that I was like, it's weird to be gay, or like it's weird to like girls if you're a girl, if that makes sense. I didn't really realize until I think I was 16. That's when I really started to think like maybe this is who I am, because there was this girl that I worked with. I started to develop like a huge ass crush on her. Yeah, I started having feelings for her and I never did anything with it. And again, it kind of felt like, oh, I'd want to have a special relationship with this person, because I never linked it to like, oh, I want them to be my girlfriend. Like I just didn't really know how to express my feelings like that towards girls, I guess. Last year, the beginning of last year, you know, I was seeing more of this on social media, like on Twitter. Like I started hearing more about the LGBTQ community, and so that's kind of how I don't know, I just realized like that's how I've been feeling for so long. Like, and it's okay to be bisexual. Like I don't have to be just straight. Like I can like girls, I can like whoever I want and still be me. I called myself bi-curious for a while because again, I still wasn't sure and I felt so uncomfortable talking about it, which makes me so sad, low-key. Like a lot of people DM me and they're like, oh, I feel like I'm bi-curious, and I remember calling myself that and just being like, yeah, like I don't really know if I date a girl, but like, and now I'm just like, girl, I'm like, you knew all this time. That's kind of how I found out, or that's how old I was. Damn, I went deep into that question. How do you handle any hate? I don't think I've really had hate about me being bisexual. At least not that I know of. I'm sure there's been people talking about me behind my back, but I feel like if I would have come out years ago, I would have received more, because compared to like 5 years ago, it was like weird to be a girl and be into girls. And like my parents know that I'm bi, but we don't talk about it. How can I bring it up without being weird? Okay, I definitely can relate to this because as I said in the beginning, it was kind of weird. I felt uncomfortable. I don't even think it's necessary to just bring it up. If something happens, like let's say you meet a girl, you can just be like, oh, I met this girl. Like you don't even have to bring it up, be like, so I'm bisexual and this and that. Like especially if you guys don't talk about it often and like you don't want it to be awkward or uncomfortable. I try to not make a big deal out of it because you're just you. Like you just like girls and boys. It's really just not a big deal. It's just, to me, it's not a big deal who someone loves. Like you love who you love, and like coming out is a big deal, but then after that, it's not a big deal to talk about it. You can just say whatever. Like advice for people who want to come out: maybe start with someone who you know will accept you. I feel like maybe try and first become comfortable with yourself, because in the beginning I wasn't at all. So coming out was like, I was kind of telling my mom like, I think I kind of like girls. Like I was obviously, I knew I did, but because I felt so uncomfortable talking about it, I was like, yeah, like I think I kind of do. And so I think for my mom, it kind of came across like I'm not sure. So I feel like if you're coming out, just make sure you're comfortable with yourself and you know it, and then just come out and be like, I'm this, you know what I mean? And I think that'll make everything a bit easier. But obviously everyone's so different, and some people have families that don't accept it at all. So I really wouldn't know what advice to give you. Try to become part of a community, because that really helps you, especially if maybe you don't receive the response that you were hoping to get. Or just stop stressing about your sexuality. I don't know, as I said, it's really not even a big deal. You love who you love, and like as long as you're like comfortable with yourself and you're happy, then it doesn't really matter. Like even if you don't know what your sexuality is, that's okay. I feel like just don't even worry. Just like kind of see who you meet and who you fall in love with, and yeah, I don't know. Have you ever dated a girl, and what is your type when it comes to women physically? I've never dated a girl, I've never dated a boy, I've never been in a relationship. So some people even ask me like, how do you know if you've never dated a girl? I just know it. I could fall in love with either. And my type, I honestly don't have a type for girls. Like I just like girls, I like women, I like all of it. Do you have a girlfriend? No. I think I'm bi, but I have a boyfriend, and when I open up with him, he gets so insecure. I don't know. There's really not much you can do about that. Like all you can do is let him know that just because you like girls as well doesn't make you love him any less. Like he's still your boyfriend, and I don't know what you can do with that. I've never had a boyfriend, so I don't know how to do with that. Do you have phases? Meaning you have a phase of only being straight and also a phase of only being, I don't see the rest of the question, but I'm guessing maybe like bi or like a lesbian. No, because I don't think there's a phase of being straight. Sometimes I am gravitating more towards boys and sometimes I'm gravitating more towards girls. I guess those phases do appear, like wanting to be with girls more, with boys. Do you have any tips for coming out to your best friend? If you know that your best friend is not homophobic, literally just make a joke. Bring it up in like a joke just to make you feel a little bit more comfortable. It'll be funny and they'll be like, do you feel like there's a difference between being bisexual and pansexual? There's like obviously a difference. If you're bisexual, you can fall in love with a cis male or cis female. If you're pansexual, you can fall in love with anyone. You don't really care what the gender is, what their sexuality is. Ever kissed a girl? Nope, I wish. Do you have a preference? I'm bi too, and to be honest, I don't, but some bi people do. Okay, I'm gonna address this and it might be really controversial. I don't have a preference necessarily. Like if I meet a girl that I think is really cute, I'm good with that. If I meet a boy, I'm good with that. Currently, I think there's a boy that I think is really cute. But for some reason, whenever I think of my future, I always see myself marrying a man and like having babies with a man, like all of that. Like I always kind of talk about my future as if I'm gonna have a husband, right? That doesn't mean I wouldn't marry a woman, but for some reason I've always seen myself in the future with a husband. And I think that also just comes from when I was younger, you know, growing up. Like that was just the image I had. And I still see myself like that, but I also I'm like, if I meet a woman that I fall in love with and we're together and we're gonna get married and we're gonna have kids, like I'm good with that too. I don't think it makes me any less bi. Like I used to think that. I was like, am I like fake bi? Like what's going on? So let me know if you feel like this too. I don't know. What was the question? Can I identify as bi when I've never been with either sex but I've always been attracted to both? Yes. How can you tell if a feminine girl is bi or gay? This is really hard and I don't have an answer for you. With the girls, it's so hard because we all are nice to each other. We compliment each other. We give each other hugs, kisses. Like we hold each other's hands and it means nothing. Like it's just like being nice. It's hard to find out whether a feminine girl is gay or not. If anyone knows, comment down below because I need the help too. I need to know. Do you usually feel nervous when you see girls you like? Yes, but I do that with boys too. I'm really awkward and I think that's also one of the reasons why I've never been with anyone, because I just get so awkward and I get so anxious and I ruin everything because like I don't know how to function around someone that I like. This one's funny because someone asked, why aren't you transitioning anymore? Because one time someone asked me, are you still transitioning? And they were referring to my hair because my natural hair is curly and I've been relaxing it, which is like making it straight. So someone asked, are you still transitioning your hair back to natural? But this person keeps thinking that I'm transgender. I'm not. It's just so funny. Someone said, do you believe that being gay is a sin, and what religion were you raised with, if you don't mind me asking? No, I don't, and I wasn't raised religious. I don't believe in a religion. I believe in the universe and in science, and I don't believe in like a god. In your country, is there any discrimination against the gay or LGBTQ community? Definitely. I do feel like it's getting better, but I feel like most of the discrimination and like homophobia is towards like gay men. That's how I feel like it is in my country anyways. Like seeing two men, oh it's always men, like sexualize it, but then when they see two guys together, it's wrong. Like I feel like most of the homophobia is towards gay men. Do you think you'd ever be lesbian, or are you 100% bisexual for life? I don't think I'd ever be lesbian. Like I love men. Oh, I hate and I love them. I don't think it works like that. Like you were just born with a certain sexuality, and for me it's bisexual because I still like guys a lot. I think I've answered pretty much every question. So yeah, hope that was helpful. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. If you have any tips for people that are trying to come out, or you just want to share your story, leave them down in the comments. Support each other because we need it. We all need it. If you're in trouble, if you need to talk to someone, I'm going to try to leave a lot of information and like phone numbers, whoever you can call down below. If you want to keep up with me besides my videos, I will also have my social media links down below. Definitely hit me up, and if this video helped you, I would love to hear from you as well. Just send me a DM so we can chat. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video.